great Tuesday morning, June 16th, 2020. To God be the glory for yet another beautiful day that He has graced us with. How is your happiness level? Your joy cup? Is it full? I know Kirk Franklin had a song, and so many people would say this. There's a difference between happiness and joy. Happiness is contingent on what happens to you, and joy, no one could take that away. But I believe that people of God can have both. We know that the Beatitudes in Matthew 5, it said, "Blessed are the meek, and blessed are those who mourn." And another translation of blessed means happy. So no matter what happens to you, you still can have happiness, joy, merriment. You can have a continual feast. We talked about that. Proverbs 15:15. Well, listen, we are in Ezek 33, and it's talking about how Ezekiel was called to be a watchman for Israel, right? He was called to tell the truth, to warn people about their ways. And if he went ahead and did the task, the blood would not be on his head. That means that he would not be charged. But if the people listened and they ignored, then that's on them. And the same is for us today. God shows us things and tells us things. And in love, we're to, let our family and friends know, like, look, dude, this is what the word says in love. But we have to tell each other, because that's really when we're looking out for one another's soul. That's what's eternal. Amen. And that's true happiness. Well, again, in Ezek 33, in verse 22, it says, "Now the hand of the Lord was upon me in the evening, afore he was escaped came, and had opened my mouth until he came to me in the morning." This is the morning time, and the Lord will show his people what we should do and our functions. In 1 Samuel 3:19 and 20, it talks about how Samuel was first called to be a prophet, and how Eli was like, okay, whatever the Lord says, even though it was bad news that Samuel had to give to Eli, but he had a job to do, and we're to be faithful to what the Lord gives us. 1 Samuel 3:19, 20, it says that the Lord established Samuel to be a prophet of the Lord from Dan to Beersheba. And Samuel, grew to what the Lord would have him to be. So the Lord has callings for all of us. And that's when we find true satisfaction and joy and happiness in life, when we are operating in the gift and what the Lord has given us. So in verse 33 of Ezek 33, it says, "And when this cometh to pass, then shall they know that a prophet have been among them." That whoever the Lord has called you to be, an attorney, a doctor, a teacher, a sanitation worker, a bus driver, you do it to the glory of God, and you will find joy. And the promise in the word in Psalm 16:11, the Lord will show us the path of life. In his presence is fullness of joy, and at thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore. He will show. He will give us counsel in the night so that we could do his work and enjoy his riches evermore. All right, so go do the work of the Lord. Know that he'll establish you, and he will give you pleasure along the way. Happy Tuesday.